Hi guys, I'm Dan Hoff, COO of HoneyStick, and today I got a really special episode for you because I'm actually trying to contain my excitement because the new Rippo 2.0 only concealer Sub-Ohm vaporizer is back. So yes, it's official, the Rip is back. Very long awaited. I appreciate everybody's patience who was a real big fan and anticipating this launch and this pre-order, which made it already, without even launching our first video, more successful than we could have anticipated. So the vaporizer is back and it's also better than ever, and today we're going to go through the Rippo, how it's improved over the old one, but it still has the same bite as the old one. And also we're going to bring on somebody else to demo it, a new guy. Honey Girl's in Vegas right now, so we're going to bring on James, one of our other employees, who absolutely loves vaping, and he's going to show you guys how this bad boy can really rumble. So Rippo 2.0, it's out. Still the same lovely click to flip. Let's get a nice little close-up on it. We're going to do some better close-ups here in a minute, but I'm just going to run through the unit. Here's the old one. This is my personal Rippo, probably the last one that is in company possession. I absolutely love this vaporizer because it is intense, it is durable, it is rugged. You know, we make a lot of really cool vaporizers, and to me, they're all my children. So it's like asking you to choose a favorite child, which I can't do. But I gotta say, I do love spending parent-child time with the Rippo because it is just something that I think is perfect and convenient. So let's jump right into it. As you can see, there's an outside design change, and immediately when you touch them, the textures are different. This one has a rubberized layer over it with the little honeycomb pattern. What we did with this one is we just used a higher grade metal, and this is actually a textured imprint, so you can actually feel those lines with your hand that really elevate it from being, if you were comparing it to lighters, this would feel like a $200 plus, you know, high-end metal lighter, like a cigar lighter or one of those real nice expensive torch lighters. This thing feels of quality. It definitely has some nice weight to it. Weight to where it's not excessive to where you're going to feel it in your pocket or something like that, but weight to where you know that you're holding a real quality piece. You know, it has this spring-loaded top, and I keep one of these things at my desk, and I want to say it's kind of like my fidget toy. Sometimes I'm on the phone, I'll be, you know, clicking it open. It's got that nice classic click, and it just feels perfect in your hand. So absolutely love this. So the top design has also changed to be a little bit more elegant than the old one. So what was the #1 complaint that we had with the Rippo was that once you get using it, start vaping your oils on there, the mouthpiece is hard to pull out. And honestly, this one has been used. I can't get it out even though I'm trying, and that was one of the flaws. So what do? The questions have been answered, the requests have been heard. We have made the mouthpiece to where it's not a little bitty lip that you can break your nails over. It's a nice big piece you grab hold of, and it just extends telescopically to go over so that you don't have any problems vaping, or you don't have to feel like you're coming down onto the mouthpiece to hug it. Button still in the same location. So we have the texture change, we have a mouthpiece change. You know, the button still in the same great location. This unit still has the same big boy battery power. It's got 1300 mAh battery, so it's super high power. And because it's a Sub-Ohm, it's an ultra low resistance, so it's really gonna come in and vape hard. Now, it doesn't have variable temperature. It's set on one level, and that is intense. This vaporizer is not for the faint of heart. One of our YouTube subscribers actually last week gave me a very interesting nickname to consider. He said that I would be a Dan the Deep Cough Hoff. And I really like that. Big shout out to Liam. Thank you. He's halfway around the world. Thank you for that shout out. And this vaporizer is true to the name because it is set on the intensity level and it's intense, not sacrificing taste. Now what you can do is a little trick once we get into the vaporizer and how it works is there is ways that you can kind of tone the power down yourself, but we're going to jump into that in a little bit. The next big notable difference with this vaporizer is it is actually a 2-in-1. So it comes with a wax adapter as well. So when you get your box, it's going to come like this. Real nice box, all your key features and specs on the back. The HoneyStick Ripper. You're going to open the box. Right away, this fell out. This is a little HoneyStick catalog that has some of our other products on it for you to check out. You have your Ripper sitting there on nice foam. And this box feels just like a really nice quality, very thick grade card box. And you have your Ripper where you have your accessories. This flips open. You have a dab tool that comes with for the wax adapter. You have a dual quartz wax chamber. A nice thick grade charging cable. And then you also have your Ripper instruction manual. But we're watching this video, so we're not going to need this. Let's get this wax adapter open here. So here's the wax adapter. So let's jump into really how the unit works. So you're going to flip the unit open. This does not work with 510 threaded cartridges. Because there's a Sub-Ohm, we have made the proprietary cartridges for this unit. Now, when you get this unit, you can take it, you have your micro USB slot right there. You're going to plug this thing in, you're going to get a full charge on it. This is a big, meaty battery. Once you charge it, it is going to last a long time with that 1300 mAh. Out of our concealers, it is the most powerful and high capacity concealer that we have. It's even got more capacity than our Phantom by 300 mAh. So you can take it, you got your micro USB charger right there, and you're going to get on the charger, get a nice full charge. Remember, use a non-Apple wall adapter when you're charging it to make sure you get the best charge. Then what you're going to do is you're going to hold the base, you're going to grab the mouthpiece. You're not going to grab the top piece, which is a telescope. You're going to grab the bottom, gently turn it counterclockwise, which is going to unscrew the mouthpiece. Put that down, flip the unit over, and then your oil capsule cartridge comes out. This is meant for the oils. So to fill this, you just go hold the bottom base, and you're going to unscrew the top piece. Nice and slowly, pull this out. Another thing that we did is we made the heater holes on the heater bigger. Some people with thick oils, with our last generation, had a little problem priming it, or the oil wasn't getting through. They had to let the oil soak in for a really long time. So we put larger heater holes on this version to help alleviate that problem. Now, when you need to get a new heater or when you're taking your unit apart to clear, it's really simple. You just grab this bottom heater and you unscrew the top part counterclockwise, and we sell 5 packs of these on the website. So real simple switch on this unit. Now let's go through how to fill this tank. Basically, as you can see, this plunger will drop in and take up some of the space within the tank. We have a max fill line right there of about halfway. When we're filling it, we don't really want to go past that max fill line, because then when you put the plunger in, the oil can come out the top. and you don't want your oils to leak. So let's fill this tank up. So what I'm using here today is a CBDGoldLine CBD Tropicool. It's a 500 ml CBD, 500 milligrams CBD, and it's flavored tropical. It is CBDGoldLine. And HoneyStick is in cooperation with making CBDGoldLine's equipment, so you can check out cool CBD products at CBDGoldline.com or GoldlineCBD.com. I'll have those links in the video description. So we're just going to place down in the center. This is a tincture, so we're just slowly going to drip it down till we get up to the max line. Oh, right there. Right at the max line. Then, because this is pretty viscous CBD liquid, I don't need to prime the heater itself. Now, if you have really thick oils, what I like to tell people to do is just to take a drop or two and just drop it onto the orifice holes before inserting. Or if it's really thick, then you can actually take the heater apart and just drop it right into the center of the heater already, and that will automatically prime your heater up. But with this, because it's pretty viscous, what I can do is I can just insert it nice and slowly. You'll see that level rise right up to the top. We didn't spill any. Nice and slowly screw it in there. Get it a good hand tight so you feel the gaskets and the threading. And then, there we go, nice and tight, hand tight. And then what I like to do is just put it back into the unit and let it sit for like 20 minutes before you fire it up and take your first vape. You're really gonna let that oil get into the center core of the heater, so you're not gonna get any type of a heater taste or a dry hit, or do a dry hit that will shorten the life of your coil. Then you take your mouthpiece and you screw it back on. What you're going to want to do with this mouthpiece is you're going to want to make sure that you get it nice and hand tight. The way this Ripper works is it has a bottom electrical connection. So if this connector here is loose, you're not going to make the electrical connection and it's not going to fire, and you're going to think there's something wrong with your vaporizer. So while this soaks in, we're going to go and jump right through how to turn it on and off and some troubleshooting. So to turn the vaporizer on and off once it's been charged, it's really simple. This is the fire button. You push it 5 times. You see it blinked up 3 times. That means that it is now on. To turn it off, same procedure, 5 times. And now it is off and locked. Because this vaporizer has a cap, it's not super important to always have it off because things aren't going to make contact with your button. So it's not something to where you throw it in your pocket or you forget, or if you're careless like me, then you might leave it on or off. You don't have to worry about burning up your oils. The vaporizer does have a 10-second safety timeout on it, and the blinking pattern that will show if there is either a connection problem or if you need a new heater is when you push and hold the button to fire it, it's not going to fire and stay solid. It's going to blink multiple times. So if this little light, here, let's turn it on. I don't want to fire it too much because it hasn't primed fully yet, but you see there, I don't have it tightened down. I push and hold and it's blinking, it's not firing. So then you would tighten it down. Look at that. There you go. See right there. I didn't have a mouthpiece tightened. So first thing, if you're not getting vapor, make sure your mouthpiece is tightened. If you have your mouthpiece tightened down good, you have a good connection, you push and hold it, you don't get any vapor, then you know it's time to switch your heater, whether it's your wax heater or your liquid heater. That means it has to switch. So that's really the only troubleshooting that we have for the Ripper 2.0 here. Now, since we have a close-up, let's show you how this unit looks. So here we have the unit, as you can see, with its beautiful metal finish. It's a very nice, hefty construction. You have the Ripper logo right there. You have a window to see your capsule or your wax adapter through here. As you see, it flips open. A nice brushed aluminum, stainless steel style finish up top with the mouthpiece. As we go, you have your micro USB charging port right there. The other side is just the finish with no markings. You have your black road stripe here on the back part. And then at the very bottom, you have your HoneyStick insignia right there. And corresponding black road stripe on the USB side. There's the top. Road stripe goes all the way around. Spring flipper right there. And there's your close-up. So now while we're in here, let's run through and also fill up our wax and dab adapter and talk a little bit about that, since this is a 2-in-1 unit. Now it's going to be really simple to use your wax adapter because once it's filled up, it's simply going to drop into the place of the oil adapter. So you're just going to remove it, drop it in, and we're going to take care of that when James comes in and actually demos the unit. Your wax adapter comes apart at the top. It's a solid stainless steel piece, very sturdy construction. And we have a deep dish ceramic bowl with a center splitter with 2 thick quartz rods there. So you're going to get good taste, good purity, and also it's going to support that big box power that this battery brings. So it's going to be real nice intense hits and heat ups. As you'll see, the top around the edges is threaded to receive the top port, which has the airflow hole at the top, which is where we will be drawing our vapor through. But we've also added a mesh filter here, so you do not draw in or inhale any particles that are not vapor, and this is going to catch whatever comes through here. Now, the maintenance on this is every once in a while you are going to get cloggage, you know, little oil crusts and things that solidify around the mesh. It could restrict your airflow. Now you can pop those out with a needle or toothpicks, or also you can just drop this piece as it sits into isopropyl alcohol, let it sit for a couple hours, you know, 2-3 hours. It'll break up the particles, dry it up, clean it up with a little needle, pin, staple, toothpick, whatever. Dry it off. This piece will be good as new. It's very sturdy, very high quality. The only other thing you want to be careful of is that when you're filling it, and I'm going to show you guys how to fill it, is you do not want to get wax into the threads, because otherwise you're going to have to clean it off and it's going to be harder to screw the two components back together. So if you overfill the bowl, you run the risk of making it just a little bit more difficult for you to screw in. The bottom piece, you have your electrical connector there that connects with the bottom of the Ripper, and it's a pretty simple device. Cleaning this piece, just take a Q-tip, dip it into isopropyl alcohol, or use little isopropyl alcohol wipe pads and gently clean in there. Don't poke around too much on the coil, be delicate with them. It is electronics, you don't want to bend it or break it, so just be careful. And then before you use it, make sure you dry it up lightly, okay? Now, we are also be using CBDGoldLine 250 milligram pure CBD crumble for this. Now let's go ahead. I'm going to grab trusty little dab tool that actually came with our plasma unit. We're just gonna go and break a couple little pieces off here. Use a little shovel. Like I said, I'm just trying to keep it away from the threads. Get it nice and close to the rods, or gently even onto the rods. If I do get it onto the threads, I just kind of pack it on down. Be very gentle, don't put much pressure onto the rods. I'm just moving the little particles around. Okay, that looks pretty leveled. Let's get this off. Get a nice good hand tight. And our wax and dab adapter is now filled and ready to go. So now that we have this thing filled up, our unit should be primed. It was hissing pretty good back there. Let's just show you what size this is. This is a standard torch lighter, just so you could see relative to size. Very standard. It's about the length of my pointer finger. As you can see, they are very, very close in size, right there. And for pocket size, as you can see, credit card completely completely hides it. Way smaller than a standard credit card. So your Sub-Ohm concealer, 2-in-1 Ripper, ready to go. Let's bring James back and fire these bad boys up. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. Hi guys, we're back now with our employee James, who works in the web department, who's going to be here to demo these units. Now I rely on James very heavily because he is an avid vapor. He has a really good palate for this stuff, and he's definitely innovative when it comes to vaporizers and giving us plenty of good ideas and feedback on what we need to do to make sure you guys are getting the best performance vapes. Now, James, tell us a little about yourself and what you like to vape and the HoneyStick items.
Well, I mean, my favorite has been the plasma. Until, obviously, the Ripper. I like to vape the CBD, especially the 500 milligram. I'd say the mango flavor is one of my favorites. With the Ripper, it actually brings out the flavor, which is incredible.
Oh, you actually get some really nice flavor notes.
Yeah.
Better than the little 510 cartridges that we're comparing these things
night and day.
to. Got you. And the plasma, you like the plasma. Why did you like the plasma so much?
It's just a huge hit. I mean, and that's I'm pretty much for the flavor and the big hits. You know?
Yeah, that really does bring out the flavor and the concentrate. So now we do have the Ripper, and the reason I wanted to bring James on the show is when we first got this thing, I went, got one, loaded it up with some CBD liquid, and I brought it right to James. I'm like, James, we just got the Rippers in. Before we make the official launch for the world, I need you to endurance test it. Come back to me at the end of the day, let me know if everybody, you know, all the work, all the engineering put into it turned out right or not. And he came back to me, he's like, Dan, I love this unit, this is great. And so I think it's only fitting that since James and I worked really hard on making sure this is going to be perfect for you guys and not getting any metal taste or coil taste or burning, that he show you guys what this unit's really got. James, do the honors, my friend.
First thing we're going to do, obviously, is 5 on. It's already on, so I'm going to hold it for about 3 seconds.
Whoa! Now James, you like a Navy diver on the weekends or something? A lung capacity like that? Whoa, man! That's pretty serious. So, why don't you tell our viewers how the Ripper treated you there?
Very smooth, huge hit. The taste is amazing.
And I think for our Australian viewer, Liam, that would qualify as a deep cough, right?
Yeah.
That would qualify as a deep cough.
I still feel like the cough is down here.
So that was with our CBD mango juice. Now, something else, if you're don't want to be as ambitious or you want to smooth it out a little bit, what somebody, a big industry insider at the cannabis conference, I was speaking with him. I won't put his name out there, but I gave him a Ripper, and what he told me is what he loves to do with the Ripper when he's not feeling as adventurous as James just felt, is he takes it, and when he's taking a hit, he pushes and holds it for 3 seconds, and then he pulsates his finger, and it really it kind of takes the edge off the Ripper, but it still, you know, gives him the taste, the flavor, and all that. So he pushes and holds it. He starts a light inhale, and then he pulsates his finger, pushing the button, you know, on, off, on, off, on, off. And that way he's able to, it's almost like having variable voltage there. But the other thing you can do is we have a bubbler called the Bumblebee, which can really smooth things out. And immediately after I gave it to James, he shows up, he goes, Dan, it's a perfect fit. You know, it's awesome. You can carry it around. It's real tight and solid. So why don't you show people what you did?
Perfect. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is take our rubber attachment.
So each kit comes with a little silicone rubber attachment that we give you guys when you buy a Bumblebee bubbler.
Okay, on one of these sides you can use for a few of our other products, but for the Ripper what we're going to do is we're just going to use this thin side. So you're just going to cut this off right here.
So you're going to cut off the wider half that you're going to use for the Ripper.
Open the top. I'm going to pull this up a little bit just so I can get this on.
So extend the mouthpiece, then take the rubber piece you just cut off and get it fitted onto the mouthpiece, probably about halfway on.
You're going to want to put about a thimble full of water inside of the bubbler. Not that much. And just get it onto where it's tight.
Oh, it's nice and snug, not going anywhere.
Let's see how it works.
All right, fire it up. Oh, make sure you tighten that mouthpiece back on. And again, if you don't tighten that mouthpiece, right, it's not going to fire. It depends on that to make the connection. There you go. It always gets me to see the bubbling. Smoothed it out, huh?
Smooth.
See, what it did there is it definitely did take off the sheer vapor because the water is catching that. It is slowing down the flow of the vapor, but it smoothed it out. You felt
the same type of hit.
Same type of hit. Taste-wise, how did it feel?
Oh, it was delicious. I mean, the taste came through. It was very, very smooth. No metallic taste whatsoever, and the water actually smoothed it down even more.
Wow, okay. So look, if you get a Ripper, you can attach it. It's not, you know, ridiculously large here as it sits, and it's an awesome power plant. I mean, you have that 1300 mAh battery. So now we had also showed you previously how to fill up the Crumble attachment. I mean, sorry, the wax dab attachment. We lowered it with the 250 Crumble. You've had that before. So now James is going to show you guys how to switch it up and just do the Crumble hit. You want to show it to him this time without the bubbler?
Yeah,
or
we're not going to use a bubbler for this. Take the plastic piece off.
And you can use the bubbler for this if you want to, but James is just going to go, just put it in for simplicity's sake here. You just drop it right in, replace the other one, make sure the contact point is facing downwards. Make sure you screw the mouthpiece back on nice and tight so it's making a good connection. You don't have to over tighten it, but make sure that it's hand tight. You're going to feel it touch.
Here we go.
Oh wow, look at that. making its way all the way to the camera, and the camera's about 5 feet back. So that was a pretty big cloud there, James. How did it feel? And I actually saw you actually pulsated it on that one. You actually took the power off a little bit, because what was it, getting a little hot? It was...
No, I just took your advice with that and tried to see how much better that would work. It actually did come out a little bit better.
It came out a little smoother for you.
Yeah.
It didn't, you know, kill you, and he didn't get that crazy cough. He's probably still recovering from that first go around. So you can pulsate it. This thing has so much power. It can just definitely show you exactly, you know, it will fulfill all your needs that you need for power. It's more about, you know, finding your sweet spot with this unit, but it's small, it's compact, it's powerful. Now that James showed us a nice demo on this unit, we'll definitely have him back to demo some other units, especially here in Honey Girl's absence as well. So for the Ripper and several other cool items, make sure to check us out on www.vapehoneystick.com. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at official Vape HoneyStick, as well as Vape HoneyStick. Make sure, if you like this content and want to see other stuff, subscribe to the channel, Vapor Store Direct. Make sure to leave your comments below for me or for James if you have questions for James. He's really hands-on with these units. He'll be checking it out there, commenting with you. We'll be interacting with you. Make sure to like this video if you want to see more, and be in touch with us. So until next time, you know, stay tuned, stay lifted, and see you next time.